Good evening, Merch Hunters. Merch Hunter Ricky back, and I just want to do a little bit of a discussion type video on the character of Kaido. Really quick before we get into it, if you guys don't mind just hunting down for that subscribe button, would be really appreciative. Thank you. Alright, so let's get into it. Personally, I think Kaido is one of the worst villains in One Piece, while simultaneously being one of the best villains in One Piece. Obviously, when you are a YONKO, one of those four emperors, four strongest people on the ocean, you should be given a little bit more character exposition, if not just a little bit more attention to detail if you're not going to go into the character development. Because what we really got in Wano from start to finish, Act 1 to 3, with Kaido, is a useless, drunken eel. And that's the problem here. With Big Mom, we saw unique facets to her character that even in Wano we saw new developments, like grandmother mode or mama mode, whatever you call it, when she saw Tama and she had to like convert into a granny really quick to like love on her. I mean, I'm sorry, but like I've seen women and even men do this in public when they see a cute kid. Like, it happens. That's like a good character quirk. A bad character quirk is introducing Kaido and then he starts drunk and crying. And that's really like the root of this problem, is that he's kind of portrayed as just like simply a one-dimensional alcoholic. He's angry, or if he's drunk, he then is now allowed to express emotions. And with the problem of only expressing emotions when you're drunk, he only has annoying character quirks, or annoying personality styles rather. All of which developed in the fight with Luffy more so than like the other side of Kaido. Because we saw flirty Kaido, you know, Black Maria. We saw angry drunk. We saw sad drunk. We saw whatever friendly, amicable drunk he was with Big Mom and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, all we really saw was drunk Kaido, or I guess somewhat sober, angry stoic Kaido. And I mean, like, you get the name the strongest creature in the world, of course you're gonna have like a big chip on your shoulder, and Oda definitely put the chip at a high level. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you only show Kaido being drunk and crying and being drunk and laughing and being drunk and angry and being drunk and useful, because he's really only good at doing things when he's drunk, and even then he's terrible at it. The main problem there is that he doesn't really get anything done for an actual villain. Not even in the pretext or context of a Yonko, because Shanks and Whitebeard instill fear instantaneously. Kaido kind of instilled fear instantaneously. Like, I really feel like if they wanted to show a more crazy or scary side to Kaido in the Marineford War, they would have been like, oh man, Shanks really used everything he had to stop Kaido from going there. Or, Kaido, he's coming, the guy who murdered X amount of people, or the guy who ate a giant in his sleep, the guy who elbowed Whitebeard in his eye, like something, say a feat, say something he did. Because then when we get Kaido's backstory, the feats that we get is he gets captured because he's hungry, and like that's not badass. It sounded badass at the time, like, oh man, he's only getting captured because he lets him get captured. No. He's not good at procuring food any other way. I mean, like, can you not cook? Even Luffy can throw some meat on a fire. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is he truly bad at life to the point where all he did is get led on and led on? Like, his backstory was kind of tragic, yeah, but my guy Mewtwo already said circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant, so to Kaido. My main goal with this video, I guess I want to say is, like, you got Shanks, you got Whitebeard, you even got Luffy and Blackbeard. These Yonko, you even have Buggy, who is kind of more intimidating than Kaido at this point, because although it took so much to bring Kaido down, like, again, what we got, a crying baby, an angry tantrum, and a flirty weirdo. Those are not interesting at all. Because if I wanted to see those, I would look at Momonosuke or Sanji, or whatever the second thing I said was. but it's just infuriating when you go back and you look at everything they showed Kaido do, and like half of them are like no eye on the prize, flirting, over drinking. I mean, like, he showed up to the one town and bonked Luffy once. Why didn't he just keep going? Like, I get the sake of the story, but like Big Mom did it in Whole Cake Island, you know? I truly think the most effective Yonko shown in the story is Big Mom, and even then she's kind of a freaking goober, for a lot of good reasons, but at the same time she still got the job done. She still like put the fear of whatever in you, the fear of the soul fruit, the fear of mama, the fear of the seducing woods, brulee, I mean, all the katakuri, the sweet three generals, the chess soldiers, the weird conditions of her tot land. Like, she really effed up everything. Like, when Big Mom shows up, shit is going down. You know, she even put a dent in Kaido's crew herself, whereas Kaido didn't even really put a dent in anyone's crew. I mean, like, he effed up Kinemon, and Kinemon lived. He killed the CP0 guy, supposedly, and, you know, most likely did. But what if we see that guy again? That would be very upsetting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that just tarnish Kaido even further because he hasn't been given enough, like, good feats, good moments, or actual strong badass moments? Like, I mean, like, look at Whitebeard and Marineford, and then look at Kaido in Onigashima. Because even the anime is only really making Luffy look good, or making Zoro look good. Even when Kaido does the attacks, they showed him, like, come up, like, he was all blacked out and had, like, the red, like, death lines. He looked like a character out of Berserk in the silhouette. And then, like, Luffy farts on him with the Conqueror's Haki, and, like, I know One Piece is a story about hope, but, like, one thing that I felt for sure, even in an arc with the main song being called Hope, I felt totally hopeless in Whole Cake Island. And in Zou, I was pretty nervous most of the time. But then in Wano, I was just kind of like, dude, Luffy's got this. He just went up to Kaido and didn't die. He's got this. Oh, Kaido didn't do anything to mutilate him in jail. Like, I genuinely thought we were about to see a completely different Luffy the next time we saw him in jail. And instead we had this, like, funny training arc. And that just goes to, like, bring it back. Kaido's a goofball. Because I would never hire someone like Queen to do anything for my army. I mean, not like I'd ever be in that position, but what was he really doing in the jail? Making a world martial arts tournament because he's a fan of Dragon Ball Z or something? Like, dude, come on. And then the Big Mom fight. You did good, but you weren't good enough. You should have knocked the memory back into her. My bad. In my last take, I meant to say that Queen shouldn't have knocked the memory back into her. That was the worst possible thing he could have done. Anyways, let's move on from that. I was kind of ranting there. The next problem with Kaido is that, speaking of Big Mom, Kaido is a big mama's boy. We all know the type, and Kaido fits the bill. See, the thing is, he got his devil fruit from Big Mom, and apparently he wimped out on her when she needed him most. So not only does he owe her a couple ones, but he's also just kind of doofy for letting her sit across the seas with the poneglyphs. Did he always want to team up with her, or was he afraid of Big Mom? Realistically, why didn't you go for the poneglyphs if all of a sudden you want to go conquer the One Piece? That's the problem about being an alcoholic and a drunk and having no ambition, because you end up not having any ability to follow through with your lifelong goals. You end up not being able to become a productive person, and you end up just being stagnant as a mama's boy. And because of that, that's why Kaido ends up just being kind of one of the more weaker characters in One Piece. As far as character development goes, he had hardly any. And as far as, what was his long-term goal? To smash Onigashima into the flower capital, and after that turn Wano into a super, like, war zone paradise for pirates? Like, that was a great idea and all that, but where was the rest of your execution? Because, like, you hardly even had a relationship with the Tobi Roppo, your best fighters. And then, moreover, you relied on a dude, you know, Doflamingo. Let's talk about him for a second. Relying on him was a very good move until you put all your eggs in one basket and made him like your only link to Caesar. That was not good. Again, just doofy, alcoholic, drunk behavior. And, you know, who needs that, honestly? That is just one of those things that just doesn't make a conducive environment for a Yonko, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's not a good Yonko. He is a scary Yonko, strongest creature in the world, sure, but he's also like the most ineffective Yonko easily. And that's pretty much why I made this video, because I just don't think that a character like Kaido, who is effectively an alcoholic mama's boy, is really gonna like sell a lot of people who have to get through Wano now, especially if they have to read through all of it or if they have to watch through all of it. Wano's a great arc, don't get me wrong, but when you're doing all this build up to Kaido and this is how the fight ends, I genuinely feel like some people might actually be a little upset about it. And this has been Merch Hunter Ricky, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for enduring my rant, and I hope you all have a really good night.